You can issue credit memos to customers for returned merchandise, discounts, and other types of credits. To issue a credit memo to a customer, use the Credit Memos window. You can access this window by selecting Tasks, then Credit Memos from the menu bar. At the top of the window, use the Customer ID drop-down to select the customer to whom you are issuing the credit. Leave the credit number field blank if you plan on printing the credit memo. Otherwise, fill in this field with the credit memo number that was assigned to the transaction. Below the header area, you should see two different tabs into which you can enter the credit information. One is called Apply to Invoice, and the other is called Apply to Sales. You input the credit information into the Apply to Sales tab to give credits to customers with no open invoices. You input the credit information on the Apply to Invoice tab if the customer selected has one or more current invoices to which you will apply the credit. If you use this tab, then you must use the Apply to Invoice Number drop-down to select an invoice to apply the credit towards. You would use this situation when a customer returns merchandise and their invoice is still on file. When you fill in the information on either of these tabs, you will need to enter the number of items returned and what was returned. If the information is being applied to an invoice currently outstanding using the Apply to Invoice Number tab, then the information from the selected invoice will display. You will simply enter the quantity and type of items returned. If using the Apply to Sales tab, you will need to set the number and type of items that are being returned, or that you are crediting the customer for. Fill in the other fields as needed, and remember to click the Save button when you are done to save the credit memo. Now, if you selected the Apply to Sales tab when you created the credit memo for the customer, then the credit memo will appear within the Receive Money window when you go to take payment from the customer for their next order. If you applied the credit to an actual invoice by using the Apply to Invoice tab, then the amount due for the invoice will actually change, and when you go to the Receive Money window and select to apply to invoices, the amount of the invoice should reflect the applied credit.